Greetings, brethren, whenever you are watching this video from. I am your fellow servant Silas Simbamba. I have a wonderful title today with you, which is entitled Worldly Literature and Films. We are going to talk about a couple of books and movies, which especially for today, I want to talk about literature, books. What type of books as a Christian we are supposed to watch? So get a pen and a paper so that you can be taking note of important points. Let us see from the pen of inspiration, Testimonies, Volume 7, page 165, which says, "The world is flooded with books that might better be consumed than circulated," meaning there are a lot of books around the world that are circulating. Now, these books, according to the content contained in such books, it is better for them to be consumed, to be destroyed or burned, or rather just to be torn than the way they are circulating. Then it says, books upon Indian warfare. Books upon Indian warfare. Books upon Indian warfare and similar topics. Now, what is the main purpose of the circulation of these books? Inspiration says they are circulated just for money making, as a money making scheme. They are not circulating these books to help you build the character heavenward, but they are circulating these books just to degrade your character, spiritual character, and just to make you fail attain Christ-like character. Why? Because it continues to say there is a satanic fascination in such books. Brothers and sisters, in these last days, Satan is going to win people, not by bringing beer before you. He knows that no, by this time, you know how harmful it is to take beer, how harmful it is to smoke. Therefore, he's going to win your soul by bringing books that will increase that feeling or desire and passion, okay, or that will make you too ambitious of things, earthly things. Then inspiration give us another class of books. There is another class of books which is love stories and frivolous, exciting tales. This is another class of books. Abakristu abengi balekwata enshita okubelenga. Now, if I may ask you a question, someone who is with 15 years, ukwete emyaka 15, why studying studying as never before books consisting love stories, as if maybe these same love stories will come during your exam? That's why you find that a lot of youths abalepo na kuma schools, bantu who are spending most of their time reading these useless, let me call them useless books, such as love stories, because these books won't help you either academically or spiritually. These books never will they help you. Then again, frivolous. If you have a dictionary, you try to search this word frivolous, exciting tales. These are just books, maybe about Tom and Jerry, maybe books like they are books which just talk about fun things, books that you won't even find any help things. But a lot of Christians are reading those books. The reasons they are giving is to help them improve their grammar. Some are giving different reasons. But here, inspiration is telling us that the reason behind these books, maybe you might not see this reason, but the reason Satan has tried to hide behind these books is to make you lose interest in spiritual things. Okay, let us again try to look at this class of books, the use of an inspired literature, the use of an inspired books, yeah, and periodicals. Now, what does it mean inspired? So the word inspired, when someone is inspired, meaning is having information direct from God, is not putting his or her word, is delivering or giving information direct from God. Now, if something is an inspired, meaning it might contain things, both things of God and things just from the mind of the writer. Yeah, so this is another class of books which I want to talk about, because a lot of Christians are seen dwelling much on these books while leaving behind. So if you read CW page 33 and 34, there is a very nice conversation here with a prophetess. So here inspiration says, a brother asked Sister White. So our prophetess was asked at some point, do you think we must understand the truth for ourselves? So this brother was asking the prophetess that, is it possible to understand things like prophecy, like Daniel, the beasts, uh, revelation about the 144,000 just for ourselves? Or maybe it is encouraged to get some of the books, these same uninspired books that we are talking about, and study, so that we see they give us some of the meanings of these symbols used in the prophecy or in any book from the Bible that is you are not clear about. Then it continues, why can we not take truth that others have gathered? Yeah, so this is what I'm talking about. Some people have gathered truth, but we are not sure if those information that they have is direct from God. But they have gathered truth about a certain topic, maybe from Revelation or from Daniel or from any other, the book of any prophet from the Bible or Jeremiah. Then these people have gathered information. They are explaining that book. Then this person is asking, should we go and get such information and study it and make it our own understanding? Then it says, and believe them because they have investigated the subject. This person was asking, and then shall we be free to go on without taxing of powers of the mind in investigation of all the subjects? So, just trying to put it simple, inspiration ile kulanda okwe, but maybe you get let me give an example of a book, because it's an inspired, it's not in the writings of the spirit of prophets, like uh, Daniel Revelation on Daniel. Yeah, that book, Revelation and Daniel. But previously it was Thoughts on Revelation and Daniel. It's a book which most of the Christians are using to interpret prophecy. So that book consists of information gathered by, I don't know if I can call them pastors or people who have done theology. They have gathered information from different books. Then they have made one book to explain Daniel and the book of Revelation. Now, should we go and rely on that same book, or there are some prescribed books or circumcised books that we are supposed to use as we want to understand something important? What did the prophet answer? The prophetess here has answered, I dare not say they were not led of God. I cannot conclude that no, you shouldn't, because these people are not led of God. For Christ leads into all truth. So she's saying, 13th to conclude, because maybe Kristo ala di dinga emufi influence. But when it comes to inspiration, in the fullest sense of the word, I answer no. So when it comes, there is a big difference. Reading a book just to know, with the reason to know what is in the book, and reading a book with a reason to help you understand the Bible and keep that thing in your heart as the explanation, the actual and the real explanation of that verse in the Bible. There is a big difference. So inspiration is trying to tell us that if you are just reading any book which maybe has thoughts on the Bible, or tries to expand the Bible, or tries to explain, to make simpler the Bible, yes, it's fine. But if you're reading that book in order to prepare a Bible study so that you go and teach people in the church, you rely on that book as your interpretation of the Bible in the fullest sense. Here the prophet says, in the fullest sense, I answer no. Big no. So, brethren, tatufile twapange mpuso ukulabula ma books. A lot of people, you discover bale pilibula prophecy nama books ako bati they are not books ayolesa ala ndokubomfya. Now, someone may ask a question: are there books prescribed, or the Bible which God encourages to use, or God has provided in order for us to understand His words from the Bible? So if you read Testimonies Volume 5 here, Testimonies Volume 5, page 681, it is saying, follow closely. Many are going directly contrary to the light which God has given to His people, because they do not read the books. A lot of people, they do not read the books which contain the light and knowledge, in cautions and reproofs and warnings. For the prophet to say a lot of people are misleading the church, the way they are interpreting the prophecies, the way they are teaching lessons maybe about the sanctuary, about the Sabbath, about dressing, they are misrepresenting Christ. They are misdirecting the church. They are not leading it in a proper way as God decides. Why? Because the books which contain the light and knowledge, reproofs and warnings, these books are not read. So for the inspiration to say this, it shows that there are books which contains the knowledge, light, reproofs and warnings. These books are prescribed by the Holy Spirit, are prescribed by God Himself, that these are the books that must be read for you to have a clear conception of any truth from the Bible. Now, the question about which books, prescribed books, that God is encouraging us today to start reading from now onward. The answer is in Testimonies, Volume 5, page 217. Now, my area of interest is not to read everything, but just this point. You can read it at your own time. But I just want you to note this point. Doubt and disbelief of the testimonies of the Spirit of God is leavening our churches everywhere. Meaning they are testimonies containing the truth, containing light, containing knowledge, containing reproofs and warnings, containing the key meanings of prophecy, and many more things. Now, these are testimonies which God has provided for people to study at their people are doubting them, and people are exercising disbelief. They are not believing what is contained therein. Children of the Most High, these things are happening in our churches. Abantu batifikana pa extent yako bati tabafuafe n'okumva amatu yabo spirit of prophecy. Tabafuafe n'okumva amatu yabo nang muntu akotinga that person is evil mu menso yabo. Why? Because doubt and disbelief is leavening our church. This is what is controlling our church everywhere. Someone maybe out there may not have any knowledge or information about the testimonies. The testimonies, these are writings that were manifested in Ellen G. White, as we all know. You can read this at your baptism certificate. They have indicated numbers. I guess somewhere number 13 somewhere there. If it's not number 13, then go through your baptism certificate. You discover that us as Seventh-day Adventists, we trust, we believe in the writings, in the testimony, which is spirit of prophecy, according to Revelation 19 verse 10. And we believe and trust that this was manifested in the writings of Ellen G. White. So testimonies which people are doubting are writings. That is why here this point says the testimonies are unread and unappreciated. So these people are not reading testimonies. That's why most of the time you are reading those books of yours, even to teach the Sabbath. That's why every time you are reading those books of yours, even to teach about dressing, find time to go through these testimonies. Find time to go through the writings of Ellen G. White. Find time to go through Spirit of Prophets, different books, Great Controversy, Patriarchs and Prophets. If you want to teach a certain truth, maybe you want to teach about tithe and offering, you want to teach about the Sabbath, maybe you want to teach about sanctuary, have time to go through the Spirit of Prophecy. You won't be ashamed. You present a powerful lesson as never before, and people will be converted. Not only will people be converted, but people have a clear conception about that study or the title which you feel to present. So, there are a lot of information that I may share with you, brothers and sisters, but this is what I think I can share with you today. For those who may who may want a lot of lessons, I may send you a soft copy. Maybe on WhatsApp, I may send you have a lot of lessons which are in soft copy so that you go through at your own time. Even this same one, so that you even have more information. Stay blessed, brothers and sisters, whenever you are watching. Don't forget, we have a channel on YouTube. The link will be shared in the group, Brother Love. Make sure I subscribe and share that link so that whenever we upload a video on YouTube, you get to be updated.